Okay. Hey everyone. Hopefully you can see that okay and hear me okay. As promised, here is a little bit of an operating session. Not a little bit of a full operating session here on Memorial Day. So first and foremost, just want to say, hope you're having a good weekend. It always seems odd to say Happy Memorial Day. It's not a happy remembrance for those who have given their lives in service to our country. But we hope that you're having a good day anyway, and remembering those, and however you're enjoying that, hopefully you're getting a little time to relax like I am. And yeah, I'm going to operate the train here for you from start to finish. So this is how I usually leave things with the layout when I'm done with one operating session. I went ahead and kind of did the paperwork so that you don't have to sit here for 10 minutes or so while I get the waybills set up and all of that. But usually I roll a dice, just a digital dice on my phone, a 10-sided die, to decide how many cars we're going to use. And then I use my waybills here, and I just shuffle these up and then draw that many of them. So the number that came up today was 8, so it's going to be a plenty long operating session. So we'll have 8 cars we're going to be delivering, and then we'll be picking up all the ones that are on the layout right now. So I've got those waybills sorted out, and then I just see what's in the yard here for cars and get the waybills and the car cards. So the first thing is going to be to fire up the engine. Thanks to those of you who voted. Hey, Jeremiah is watching anyway. If you leave a comment, I can hopefully see it when it pops up, and I'll try to respond. But here's what this looks like then. So one of the cars we're going to get is to the Gilfillan elevator, and I've got, 8 of these. 8 of them ready to go. So we should be ready to go, and we'll start up the engine and get started here. Listen to that Alco just come to life. Okay. So, first we're going to pull a bunch of these cars. We've got a couple of sandhoppers we're going to need for the Service and Sons, or concrete hoppers, I suppose I'm calling them. So getting all the cars switched for the train to even depart takes almost as long as running the layout itself. So just get used to watching the engine go back and forth here a little bit. Hopefully it runs nice and smooth for you so we don't have any unexpected derailments, or maybe that'd be prototypical, though. I don't know how often they derailed out here. I think last time I went live I had a little bit of a fun time with one that operator error of forgetting to line a switch, so we'll try to avoid that. All right, we're all coupled up there. We're just going to pull all of these out. I really like these, I don't know if you call it lock sound, loc sound, the ESU decoders that have the drive hold so you can keep it going the same speed, but make it sound like it's throttling up more. Give you a little bit more of that Alco sound. So we're also going to need those cars off of that other track. We're not going to need all of these cars, but we will bring most of them with us. So yeah, hopefully you're having a good weekend. We were camping up at Sibley State Park for just one night last night and got home here. So if you hear the laundry, the washing machine going in the distance, we're doing some laundry today. Alright, let's see if we got that there. Maybe we need to go back just a little bit more. There we go. So, what we're going to be delivering today, we're going to have 2 of these short covered hoppers for what I'm calling Service & Sons Concrete in Redwood Falls. I don't think that was actually a thing that existed. There is a real Service & Sons. They do aggregate, gravel, that sort of thing. They also do some snow clearing in the winter. And Gordy Service was the owner and operator of that, and now his sons do that, including someone who attends my church here in Redwood Falls. So sort of named that in their honor of Service & Sons being an actual local business. I know for a fact they never received anything by rail, but kind of fun to have that on the layout. So we'll do 2 covered hoppers to them. Then we've got 1 empty grain box car for the gill fill and elevator. And then we've got a boxcar of feed for what I'm calling Anderson Farms. Again, not a real business in Redwood Falls at the time. Anderson Farms, again, is a farm operated by some former parishioners of mine up by Bruton, Minnesota, and Belgrade. So again, kind of in their honor. Their farm is right along the Sioux line there, and they were always kind to let me. They also run the elevator in Belgrade, the Belgrade Co-op elevator. So they were always kind to let me. They actually let me climb to the top of their elevator in Belgrade a few times to take pictures of trains when I lived up there. So I thought Anderson Farms sounded pretty good for maybe getting some feed delivered for their hogs. And then, so I'll have a boxcar for that. Then we've got a couple of boxcars for the elevator in Redwood Falls. We'll have a boxcar of coal for the Redwood fuel. And there actually was that's what I've called it anyway. There was a coal shed in Redwood Falls for many years. So we'll use that. Deliver some coal for folks. Again, that was not being delivered into the 1970s. I'm almost 100% positive, but I don't want my railroad to be completely bereft of traffic. So we got to do a few things to make it a little more interesting. And then the last one is we're going to have a load of machinery on a flat car for the team track in Redwood Falls. So that should be our 8 cars. 1 car for the gill fill and elevator, 2 cars for the concrete or sand and gravel, and then 1 for Anderson Farms, 2 for the co-op elevator, 1 for the team track, and 1 for the coal shed. So we're just going to put the rest of these cars away on these tracks. I usually try to leave them kind of towards this end so I don't have to go way back there to get them. We'll do maybe just 3 on this first track. Okay. How about 4? And there you should be able to see as well the other power that I have that you guys decided not to have me use. Those of you who wanted 42, 47 got your way. So the Scale Trains GP30 and the Alco RSD 4 or 5 will have to wait for another day. Usually when I'm operating, I just kind of use whichever one is at the front of the line. But thanks for voting, everybody. All right. So we'll just put these last 3 cars back here. And then I've got, let's see, I've got a few too many cars here, so we're going to have to switch out a couple of the others. So we'll just put this here maybe for now. So this is just to get the train ready to go. Sometimes I'll do this at the end of one operating session, sometimes, so then it's just set up and ready to run. Other times I'll do it like this. If I have a little more time, I'll do all of it at once. And the main thing is we want for most of the cars, it doesn't matter what order they're in. I can switch them when we get to Redwood Falls into the correct order. Sometimes I'll take the time to put them in the right order here before we go. But for this time, I think the main thing is we want the sand and gravel cars at the front of the train. Or concrete cars. I haven't decided what exactly they're hauling. I think I've said concrete on the waybills, so I guess I ought to stick with that. But we don't need this Great Northern boxcar. Sorry, Jeremiah. Although you're probably happy to see the Big Sky Blue go away, so we won't torment you with that. We'll put that away for another time. I need one of those nice red boxcars that you have. Someone's been buying all those up for some reason. Alright, so I think, let's see, let's go ahead and push this all the way back, because I want that hopper car at the front of the train. Alright, back we go. And then there's one that I need for gill filling. So we're going to push these all the way back. Actually, we're going to take this brown boxcar. This is the one for gill filling, so we're actually going to put that one at the front of the train. There's a method to this madness, somehow. And if it's complicated and it takes me a little longer, well, there's no harm in that either. That's what this is supposed to be about. We wouldn't want the railroad to do things efficiently, would we? No. That probably wouldn't be prototypical, huh? We would hate for things to make too much sense. All right, we're going to push these back a little further. That middle car, this one here we don't actually need, so let's just do this now. All right, we're getting there. Another few moves and we should have it done. Ready to go. And then we'll have to move the camera, hopefully without making you too seasick here. But hey, hope you're having a good day, like I said. Maybe watch this while you're getting ready to grill some hamburgers or something, or some steaks, I don't know. We're going to cook out later, I think, as long as the rain holds off. Okay, so that can stay there like that. Then we'll get these last 3 cars that we need. But we're going to have to do it in 2 separate moves here, because we want that flat car behind both of the hopper cars. So we'll just take this. The reason why we want the hopper cars at the front is because they're going to be a trailing point move when we're westbound. So we need to make sure we do that first when we get to Redwood Falls. Otherwise, it doesn't work so well. If they're at the back of the train, I guess if I didn't have any other cars on the facing point siding, I think I've figured out I can hold about 6 cars plus the engine on that track. So, okay, now we're going to take, we'll just do this one here. We'll have to, actually, let's back up one more time. We'll get it in the right order here right away. Okay, we're actually going to uncouple it here. Because our flat car of machinery should be behind those 2 box cars for the elevator. Then we'll have things pretty much in the right order, actually. That the 2 box cars on the rear there are going to have to be switched, their order switched around when we get to Redwood Falls. But otherwise, things will be just the way we want them. I need to do a little more detailing on my flat car over here. Jeremiah was kind enough to give me some scale chains to tie to look like tie downs, and I haven't been bold enough to chain any of that machinery down. Oh, we didn't quite make it. Let's go back a little bit more. But I think I think maybe I'm gonna get a couple more of these. I really like the Farmall tractors because that's what my grandpa had on his farm that I remember. So I might get another package of 2 of those. I don't know how many I can fit on that flat car. Probably 4 or 5. So it might end up being just a load of tractors without the planter and plow. But we'll see. I also need to weather those up a little bit. I've seen some people that even put like the Farmall decals on those tractors. That seems a bit intense to me, but I guess if I can, I will. But I think they're plastic. They're made by Walthers, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. All right. Almost there. Okay. So we're going to keep going back to clear the switch. And this is the boxcar we don't need, so we'll put it back and shove all of those cars. I think you can still see them. Yep. They're in the background. We'll shove all those cars onto that last track. And then we'll be ready to go. Should throttle it up some more for you so you can enjoy the sound. As if that one boxcar is really heavy, right? Having to work really hard to push that thing. All right. Back we go. Okay. So now all we have to do is couple up to our train and we'll be ready to go. Couple extra waybills that were laying around. And then a lot of times what I'll do, I won't do it now because it just takes up a little more time, but I'll sort out the car cards so that they accurately reflect what cars are on which track there. So once we get coupled up, then I'll get my waybills or my car cards here all in order. And you guys can tell me, I've been thinking about using a switch list instead of the car cards. I don't have that big of a... I know that like sometimes it might be annoying for people operating on a larger layout where you have longer trains if you're trying to shuffle or hold on to, you know, like 20 or 30 car cards. When I'm using 10 cars or less, it's not that big of a deal to try and have the car cards with me in my hand, but I can understand why you'd want to simplify it and make it just the, you know, turn the waybills and everything into a switch list. Probably definitely more prototypical that way, but so anyway, so I'll just show you real quick. This is what we've got. This will focus on that. There's our one for the gill fill and elevator. We've got 2 hopper cars there for the Service and Sons in Redwood Falls. We've got a couple of CP boxcars. Somehow those made it south of the border. For the elevator in Redwood Falls. We've got our car of machinery back there for the team track. And then we've got some feed in the Santa Fe boxcar back there for Anderson Farms, and our Erie boxcar with some coal for the coal shed. So that's just, and the waybills, I didn't fill out more than one part of them because I don't need to cycle them through 4 cycles. I just needed one space to make up a waybill. So anyway, that's how I use them. Pretty simple, straightforward. At least gives me a little variety in what I'm doing instead of just running the train the same way every time. So, okay, so we're ready to go.